Yeah, most creatives are broke. Guys create amazing things. It's not even throwing shots, but this is a fact. Most of us as creatives, we don't make the money that we could actually make. And I said, okay, how do you begin to transition? For every project you do, don't go with a mindset that we have done this a number of times. Every project is new and every client is different. So you have to be like you've never done it in your life, and this is the first time you're dealing with such a project, so that you do not miss the key details. Because what will keep you in the corporate or what will take you out are very, very small details.
What are some practical lessons you've learned about pricing, pitching, and positioning yourself for big clients?
Pricing.
Yeah, pricing.
I'll be very frank with you. I don't think,
coming from a place where you had nothing, no connections and whatnot, what have you learned so far about opportunities? When
it comes to opportunity comes through people. So the impression you make on people has a lot to do with how far you can actually go in your life or in that particular area that you're concentrating on. So for me, opportunities, they should be seized. And when you see an opportunity and you're in a place where you are very confident, you can learn, you can make some money, you can grow, make sure that you stick to that opportunity and you need to give your 100. Most of us as creatives, we don't make the money that we actually make. And I said, okay, how do you begin to transition? I started learning systems. And one thing that I never did was I told myself I would not get employed. By the way, I've never been in formal employment.
Really?
Yeah, from the street straight to the lenses, and here we are today. I will create something that I'll be very happy with. I will start learning how systems actually work.
What are those systems?
So this system is...
So before we dive into the conversation, a quick reminder. Most of you are watching without subscribing. So if this podcast adds value to you, press that subscribe button, leave a comment, or share it with somebody who might benefit from this conversation. It helps us grow the Duwit community, and it also makes sure you don't miss the next conversation. Hey man, how you doing?
Good man, how are you doing?
All right.
Great.
Yeah, we connected on LinkedIn. Of course, we met in person, but we never talk. We just said hi to each other because you look familiar. And
there's ambient spaces, you know? These things, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people tell you that you look like Yemba.
Yeah, of course.
I'm very convinced that's your relative. And I saw you featured him, and they were like, these are brothers.
Yeah, a lot of people were shocked. Some people were commenting, is this AI or are you clocking yourself? Like, guys, it's not that deep.
I'm telling you.
On Instagram, we were laughing at names. Like, tell me about your experience with your surname, Haruperi.
Haruperi is a crazy name. And by the way, we are the only Haruperis in the world. If you ever meet any Haruperi,
really?
Haruperi starts with my father. Yeah, so it's been crazy, you know, growing up in Zambia. Every time someone is writing your name, you have to be there. For any official documentation, I have seen all sorts of spellings of my name. Very few people actually, up to this day, I've known them for years, they don't get it right. So names, it's crazy. Then others also, but it goes deeper than that, you know. Other people, just by the name, they'll think like, growing up, I used to have people who tell me things like, for you foreigner, Asian,
really?
You know, all these things. I'm like, guys, come on, you know. It's been everything. But the only good thing is, it's different, and it also gives us that, you know, that different feel carrying the name. And I think every Haruperi you ever meet, we're very proud of our last name. We're very, very proud of our last name.
Awesome. I think I've had a similar experience. When you find a Souza somewhere, I think we're the only ones that you get.
You're actually the first Souza that I know.
Yeah. So I've also like had others called me Susan, Suse. If it's my MTN mobile account money, it's Suse. So I don't even know how to change that. The man was just saying my name was just like Suse.
Oh my goodness.
And it doesn't help by the fact that I'm also Mwaka.
Everyone thinks this is the video. No, it's crazy, man, because I hear so many Haruperi, Haruperi. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, because even our marriage certificate, we had to go correct it because I think it was wrong. Wow. You know, so it's deep.
It's deep. Yeah, for my grade 7, when I was writing my grade 7 exams, because there's that thing where you first write your names and then the same, then UCZ and then the
verification
confirmation. Then it brought female.
Oh, you see, because I think same experience for me. Just that the name was totally wrong. So I had to ensure that grade 7 actually I had to correct it. Grade 9, same thing.
I wonder why people write what they think is correct. Like
I've given you.
I'm giving you the correct name. Why are you putting something else?
Imagine. It was growing up. It was very annoying, but as you grow, you
get to understand.
Yeah, you get to understand.
Yeah. So sometimes I just go when writing my name, and I say the first time my name Mwaka Souza. What? S-U-Z-A.
That's it.
That's it.
It ends there. Yeah.
So anyway, I like to take it back. What was it like growing up as a kid? What were you interested in?
You know what's crazy is I always say I think part of my childhood. I always tell people and they don't really believe. I feel like I can't remember part of my childhood. I think my childhood was a bit dark. I think there's a blank space. Because growing up, I grew up in different homes and in different hands. So yeah, until a certain age where I can actually remember where I will pick it up from. I was, due to my experiences, the traumas as a child, I was held back. I talk a lot. People believe that I talk a lot, but I was held back. But one thing that has been very evident from a very young age. I've been very enterprising. I've been very entrepreneurial compared to actually being creative. I don't think I was very creative. Like I said, no, I would make this. No. I think entrepreneurial, and I was a very intelligent kid. I was a very intelligent kid. Would you believe when I tell you that I actually taught myself how to read?
Damn. No.
Yeah, I never did the preschool, nursery. I never did all those. I never did the IEO.
Yeah.
I learned how to read on a book called, I think, Award 3. So it was never really, I don't know if people call it creativity, but I think I was more on the business side. I would always look at what could I do to earn some money, what could I do to get something, like even just, it's not money, like what could I do for someone in order to get something. Yeah, I think early on I also knew that you can get things for free. Yeah. I knew like all those things, like you can get things for free. So I always believed that there's always has to be a medium of exchange. I should do something in order for me to actually get something. So my childhood, it was all about, I never played. There are so many games that you'd ask me about, like childhood games, I'll tell you. This never happened because of change of environment consistently. Like, now you're gonna stay with this person, you stay with this person, so you're not in one place, so you don't get to make as many friends to do what. I can't say I really played football, but when I stayed somewhere at some point, I did a bit of Kampombo. I hurt myself and I said, I hate this game. I can't.
Yeah, I still hate football to this day as well.
Yeah, you hate football.
I hate myself. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
That's it. Yeah. So my childhood was. I can't say much about childhood, man. But growing up, I think all I knew is that I think I'm very enterprising. And I would always hear stories about my father. Anyway, so my father died, I think, when I was 3. But one thing that I always heard from everyone around me and my mom, every time my mom and I spoke, everybody always said that my father was a serious businessman. And for me, that stuck with me. And I said, you know what? It would always come in and I feel like, okay, we're actually going somewhere with this thing, and I felt like business is for me. Yeah. At some point, that
feels like a touching story. Especially that you move from place to place, not being in one environment. I must believe that must have been hard and what.
Yeah, it was. It was. You see, because my father had passed, and there are so many things that I could not understand now. I have not gone into understand, or there are things I've not gone into deep to actually understand. I did not spend a lot of time with my mother growing up. And those are some of the things that they honestly, I think, made me tough. Also, I decided to use some of those experiences into who I am today, because like you live with different people, you live in different homes, bad people and the good people. But at the end of the day today, we are all grateful to all these people who actually came through for me. And no, you're just young. Some of these things you don't even understand. Oh, why is this happening?
Yeah.
You don't get to question a lot of things. You just ride on as a child. They tell, okay, you're gonna stay with this person. Okay.
You go.
This person treats you this way. Like, okay, this is interesting. And before you know it, you are an adult. Yeah. And you have pushed through it. You've pushed through life.
Of course, you went to school and all that, and now like deciding what you were gonna do after that. How was that like?
So at some point I thought I would be a lawyer. Then I made up my mind. I said I'm gonna be a journalist. I was just very inspired by these guys on TV. I feel like I want to tell the stories. I want to be this journalist. I want to be on ZNBC. I want to speak. So quite, I think in my junior secondary, I think in my 7th grade actually, I started debate. Yeah, and debate. Then because of debate, I was on TV. I was on ZNBC. Come on, brother. I said, that's the life, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'll push with this. I think my life is now coming together. I think this TV thing is my thing. But there comes a time when now I have to decide. I'm thinking in my head, do I really want to do journalism? But I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I started doing a bit of radio programs, I think, when I go to high school. Is it junior, secondary into high school? A few radio programs, a few TV programs. So someone, I think that was Gift. Shout out to Gift. Gift invited me to go to TBN. I can't remember there exactly, but some time back, he says, oh, come in and you should be part of the audience. Before I know it, he gave me a segment on one of the shows on TBN. Yeah, and I think I thought, okay, I think I'm realizing my dream now. So then a paying job, but it was something I was doing in school. It was tough, but yeah. While I was there, I used to do a bit of visit different radio stations to just get an opportunity to be a presenter there. But I think where everything changes in my career, in my life, I think deciding what to do was when I was in high school. I think, yeah, just high school. I went to ZNBC. There was a program I had gone for. I can't really remember what it was. We were just supposed to be an audience for a show that Swilanji Siam was actually doing. And we did a number of things. So were a lot of us. Then, I don't know how it happened, but I happened to be the only one who remained. And Swilanji was like, oh, by the way, you could be coming. You know, we'll see how you can work with us. So Swilanji, who identified me, and there was also, I'm sure you know Swilanji Siame. Yeah. There was also another man, Mr. Maston Zulu, Len Mandila, and I think the boss then was Faith Msonda. So we used to do, I think, a radio program called August House. It was amazing. We went on to, like, Swilanji would invite me on a program I used to do on Sunday on Radio 2. I said, okay, interesting. But they started carrying me as, you know, this young guy. I don't know if they even knew I was in high school, because I think I just thought if I told them, these guys will let go of me. But it was a defining moment for me. So these guys now, they tell me, we should, you know what? You should be going with you when we're doing production, interviewing different people, and we'd travel. And that's how I actually learned about, as I got so interested to, like, understand the production process, and something that resonated. And that's how my passion to be on TV actually started dying. I felt like I wanted to put people on TV. Yeah, I felt like I wanted to be the guy behind the camera making things happen. And I said, okay, this is interesting. So my first love really was videography. But I'll take you back. I always forget this piece because I didn't realize that everything would align in future. In my 8th and 9th grade, because my brother was supporting me through school, so I needed something to help me with my transport, and my cousin Wanya gave me a small pink Nikon camera, which I started taking pictures, and I would go to town at Neo Korean and develop, and I would sell to my friends to earn some money. So that's where the entrepreneurial side starts, actually. So I would earn some money through that. Then now, fast forward, I'm at ZNBC, I'm in love with production, and fast forward, I'm done with school. Yeah, I think I'm done with school. That's why I said, oh, maybe let me try this videography and photography thing. But it was still very amateur because, the production at ZNBC is very different from DSLR cameras and all these things. Was very different. I said, okay, I have done this photography thing at a cameraman level. Let me see. It's something that I can actually try. So deciding what I really, it was a whole journey of transitioning. So I said, okay, from trying to be a lawyer, I said, this won't work. I'm going to be a journalist. Then now you work in actual spaces. And I also, not that I'm looking down on journalists, but I felt like maybe they don't make enough money, so I need to change my career and be a guy who can produce. Because Maston told me, he produces music videos, he does documentaries. I'm like, I want to do that. Yeah. So I think it was a transition of a lot of things.
Coming from a place where you had nothing, no connections and whatnot, what have you learned so far about opportunities?
Not every opportunity comes twice. Some opportunities are once, and also. When it comes to opportunity comes through people. So the impression you make on people has a lot to do with how far you can actually go in your life or in that particular area that you're concentrating on. So for me, opportunities, they should be seized. And when you see an opportunity and you're in a place where you feel like you are very confident, you can learn, you can make some money, you can grow, make sure that you stick to that opportunity, and you need to give your 100. Be very present when that opportunity comes. But also, before opportunities actually come, opportunities usually follow those who are ready and those who are prepared. Because I feel if the things that I'm doing now came maybe 5 years ago, I was going to blow them. So when you speak of opportunities, as a person, you should be very, 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 very ready. You should be prepared for certain things. And once that opportunity comes, grab it. Make sure you run with it. Because I feel if, for example, if I had not used my time as an NBC well, I was not good to the guys who were above me, I could have learned the most important part of my transition journey in terms of my media career right now. So when opportunities come, really, you need to ensure that you grab them. And you need to be ready for them. And you need to be very honest with yourself. Don't rush, you know what I mean? When that opportunity comes, don't be very clumsy about it. Be very steady, step by step. That's how actually opportunities materialize into something real.
So right now you're just learning from people, right? You're just learning from people.
Learning.
And then you founded Kings Media. Tell me about it.
So before actually King Kings is born, so here's what happened, when I'm done doing everything I'm doing with ZNBC. While I was pushing ZNBC, my best friend and I and my bros, so I've got very few childhood friends who I actually grew up with. So my best friend and I actually, before anything, so it was time for him to go to university. But before he goes to university, me and him were actually at Katondo. So Katondo is like home to me. It's part of the places actually that, made me this guy who I am today. So at Katondo, we used to do different things. We used to do different things. We were selling, phones. We're doing different deals. And it was a place also where I had to learn a lot of discipline because there were a lot of shady deals that would come our way. You could become an errand boy for very illicit things. You could get involved. You're just a youngster. You're trying to make some money. But while I'm there, one was still at the back of my mind is like, I'm gonna do this media thing, and I got into an early on partnership with someone, and honestly, it did not go well. I was young, I didn't know a lot of things. It did not go well, and I think that's when I decided. I was very sad, so I decided to say, what am I going to do? I remember I was in town by Kolima Tower. Somewhere Ringa Mode, I was with my guys as usual. I think I was with Michael, Crispin, and Davison. I said, dude, you're good at what you do. But it was still a master. But your boys, they have to hype you up. They have to hype you up. And they said, you know what? You can do this thing. You can do this thing. And us growing up, things were not so well, but we believed we were kings. And there's a lot. I think King Kings was supposed to be something else. That name was supposed to be something else. I think there was also another guy in the equation, John. I can't remember how it actually came about, but it's something that I decided to go with. And I said, okay, I'm going to set up a company. But first, I need to learn one or two things. That's how I started working with a guy called Lewis, Finch Media. I don't know if you've heard of him. I would go, follow him, I think, what he's doing. I remember this one time I needed to learn how to edit pictures because... and also, what I knew first was videography because that was what we were doing as an NBC. So I had to learn photography because I saw there's money and things like that. So I would go with him, we'd go for weddings, we shoot. When I look at that work, horrible. Horrible. But so this one time, what I did, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? He was done editing. I took pictures of, the Lightroom, like his settings. I still have them up to this day. I have them on my Facebook somewhere. I took that and I don't know, I got a laptop screen from somewhere. I found a body. There's a man in Kawata Market who put up a laptop for me. And that's where my journey starts, And I said, I'm going to call this company King Kings Media. It will be called King Kings Photography. And I think the journey starts there with my laptop. That laptop, when you're editing, you cannot move. Because if you move and it goes off, sometimes it don't go on for a full day. So gigs started, small, cheap gigs start coming in, you know, like people would hire you for graduation, you take the pictures, this is nice.
Yeah.
I don't know about now.
Yeah.
And my business starts there, and I think in 2017, I think in November, 17th November or so, I decided to go to Pakra. I said, I'm going to register a company, so trader. I registered King Kings. And the journey of learning continued. Learning to ensure that you don't shoot in JPEG, you have to shoot in RAW.
Yeah.
I give credit to a lot of guys, I think, in my startup journey, people like Lewis. I think I was inspired by guys who used to like already who had been established. I think there were a lot of people like Davis Tony, G-Speed, there was Chisanga DMS, so many guys. Yemba, yes, Ballistic,
Yemba,
yes, Ballistic. I was inspired by people like Enoch Kavindele Jr. by then. So now King Kings has started. So I think that's when I actually decided to say, you know what, this is it. I'm going to run a business where I would still working with younger guys in my space. I said, okay, I have chosen to take this path because prior to, before all this, also, I would give credit to choosing the path that I'm on right now to one of my mother's, Shekinah. She's someone who actually raised me. I stayed with her at some point. Even when I lived with her, she would always encourage me, and she supported me and told her, like, I'm choosing this path of to do media stuff. She encouraged me, and she ensured that, okay, you know what, go for it. I'll tell you, I once sat with one of my aunties and my uncles. I told them, I'm now taking photography professionally. And she tells me, no one has ever paid rent through photography. Then the uncle decided also backing up. He says, no one has ever made it through photography or this thing that you want to do. This cameraman, they're not doing well. You have to do teaching.
Wow.
But in my heart, I said, I have seen the light.
Yeah.
I'm choosing this path. This is what I'm going to become. And I think after that conversation, things got tough actually when I just sort of decided to do.
I'm sure you're almost believing what they were saying.
Yeah, then I had a conversation with Mr. Tommy Banda.
Yeah.
So Mr. Tommy Banda is a CEO for MT Production. I told him, Bandi, can you give me a gig? Because then he was doing crazy things. Yeah, I said, do you know what he told me? He said, from what you know, I believe you can stand on your own. I don't think I should employ you. You need to grow.
Wow.
You need to concentrate on your business. And yeah, I continued shooting. I did a lot of shooting in the church, perfecting my craft, and just doing a lot of free gigs. And that's how King Kings was actually set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just King King's photography then.
Yeah. You have this hunger that drives you, that used to drive you. What do you think that came from?
So where that hunger comes from is how I grew up.
Yeah.
I was not very happy with my situation. I was not very happy with how things were as a young person, because early on I learned that they could always be better. I've never been to a private school. And I felt like those are things that I needed to change if I'm going to have children later on in life. And I didn't like a lot of things about my own life. And I felt the only way to change how the trajectory of my life is to create the future I want. So the hunger started early on. At the age of 16, I made a decision to say, no one is coming to save me. No one is coming to put $1 in my pocket. No one is bringing the red carpet to the white carpet to say, oh, George, now your future is here. So that hunger comes from me wanting a better life for myself, me wanting to see a different life for myself. And that's why I actually said, you know what, I'll be so focused. And even when I was growing up, mingling with other people, I realized that where I come from, the story is different. We've been a group, I always knew to say, people are coming from different homes. Others, yari karakari, you know what I mean? Everything they need is already said. But for me, it's not. So if I waste my life, it's over for me. If I ruin the opportunities I have, it's over for me. So that's why, even when I was in school, all the way from my 7th grade to, I think, my 12th grade, the 2 exams that qualify you to go to the next stage, which is the 7th and the 9th, I never failed because, when you pass, you have those acceptance letters and it's easy for you to just go to the next school. And because my brother is the one who saw me through school from like 8th to like 12th grade, I didn't want to give him the pressure of having to find me a school place. I always had to concentrate, ensure I get good grades so I can go to the next stage. 9th, same thing, pass. and I have those qualifications. So the hunger was just seeing my life change. And up to this very day, I gauge my success based on how I was last year. I always do an introspection every time it's my birthday. On the 12th of June in the morning, the first thing I have to think about is, where was I last year on this date? If I'm doing okay, nothing else bothers me. Because I have always, just the idea of lacking growing up was like,
Can go through this again.
So for me, that's where the hunger comes from.
Yeah.
Just wanting to see the better of my life. So I wanted to create a future that looks different.
Yeah.
And that hunger is to have it up today.
Definitely see it.
Yeah.
No, that's really inspiring. I think I like the way you cringe when you talked about your old pictures. I think they identify like that's how you know somebody's growing and they're really good. Because I think that's the way it should be. When you look at your old work, like from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you should be able to cringe in some ways. Like, I did this.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
And I think that's the way you can tell that you are really growing. And I like the fact that you highlight to say every time on your birthday, you look back and see what you've been able to achieve and not compare yourself to other people.
No.
I think that's a distraction.
Yeah, it is. You know, for whoever is watching out there, there's a song I've been listening to for a long time. Even I'm telling you to listen to this song by Jonathan McReynolds. It's called Maintain. So, you know, this song talks about like, when I walk out there, Lord, help me maintain. You know what I mean? Like, let me maintain. I shouldn't, you know, look at other people. And because the moment you begin to look at other people, you're distracted.
Yeah.
You forget your own progress, your own pace, your own lane. Even when you're driving, the moment you start focusing on another car, you definitely crash, you know? It's all those things. So yeah, it's forward, no distraction. Forward, no distraction.
Of course. No, that's really inspiring. And when somebody looks at your IG, of course, for every guest that I interview, I have to look at all your social media platforms and all that because I need to be familiar. And that's what helps me frame even the interview questions. So when I look at your IG, I'm just like, damn, this guy is living the life. He just dropped here. And other people, and that's how I would see is you would see that maybe you just landed there. This guy is lucky, probably coming from a well-to-do family. So yeah, hearing your story is truly inspiring.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful, brother. I'm grateful.
On one of your LinkedIn posts, you said creativity is a calling, not a job. Can you unpack what that means?
When someone gives you an opportunity to create something for them in our line of work, that's why I love the commercial work. But I think for me, most of the people that I create, I create strategies for content. They'll tell you one thing. When I've been told something, like when someone brings to me an idea, I love to embody it in a way that it becomes like it's mine. You get it? I want to have an understanding. Even when a company comes to me and say they need this from us, I love to get in, you know what I mean, to have a proper understanding. It's a calling because people are trusting you with their life. Others are trusting you with, you know, what they're most uncomfortable with. But now they decide to say, I want this to go to the world. I have worked on crazy campaigns, maybe personal campaigns, even for maybe a politician. I had an encounter where a politician comes to, they say, I have not discussed this with anyone. I need you to create a strategy for me. I need you to work on my first images. I need you to create ABCD. And you could tell that they're not sure of that decision that they're actually making. So it's my responsibility to ensure that I bring this person's vision out to the thousands and hundreds of people in a way they could love to present it. So for me, that is a calling, because if you do not look at it as a calling, it becomes just like, oh, it's any other client. Let's just film. It doesn't even have meaning. But if you can carry it as your own, because you're in your call to do something, you no matter the situation, you have to ensure that you deliver. You have to ensure that you make the person who's come to you comfortable, happy, and also just visualize everything they need in the way they would want it. Even when you look at, but that doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. Not everybody is happy with what I've done for them. But I try as much as possible to ensure that my creativity doesn't just end up saying, okay, A, B, C, D, then here's a quote. No, it also goes beyond to ensure that I should carry this project. I should be present for this project, and I should ensure that I take it that if I give someone, if it was mine, will I be happy? That's how I love to look at every project I actually work on, to say, if this was mine, would I be happy? So creativity is a calling because as creatives, we are mandated or we are called to ensure that we see what a mere eye can see. We deliver, like we give people stories or work that connects you to what you're actually communicating.
What should young creatives focus on if they want to stand out from your experience?
If young creatives want to stand out, I believe they need to firstly believe in yourself, and be very teachable. Never have a mentality that makes you feel that you have arrived, no matter how good you are. Because I think the most proud people you ever meet on earth are creatives. We easily get over our head. The moment we produce maybe 2, 3, 4 good projects, we feel like I'm the one. And just don't stick in the moment, be teachable, be ready to learn. Learning is continuous. And I think be very humble. Don't forget to create relationships that actually matter. That's very key. I think for me, that's been everything. I am who I am today because of the relationships I've actually created. I have created very solid relations for myself as a young entrepreneur, a media entrepreneur. And I think it's been that from the start, really. It's been that from the start. For me, it's been relationships. Be teachable, kill the pride. Yeah, and also be ready to receive criticism. Just because people tell like, this picture is not good enough, this video is not up to standard. If you're able to fix it in the moment, please do. Be ready to just say, okay, this is not it.
All right, George, this is called Duwit. Here we don't just talk. So we get our hands dirty, we get practical to see if you actually know what you're talking about. We want to know if you're a fraud or not. You might be scamming us.
Yeah.
Quick reminder, if this conversation is helping you, press that subscribe button. It's free for you, but it helps us share these stories with so many people. So for this project breakdown, of course, we're going to focus on media entrepreneurship. I know this is super big. I'm always excited when I have a guest who's talking about the business side of the creative field.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to look at.
Okay.
How you yourself have been able to go into this route where you're not just focusing on knowing how to take a video, know how to press a record button, but also the business aspect. Like, how do you actually make a business which is sustainable as a creative? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. What shifted your mindset from being just a creative to becoming a media entrepreneur?
So one thing that is for sure, I've always felt that I am not the most creative person you ever meet or you come across, but there's this thing in me that has always been screaming salesman. So just brief background. Where I come from, we're business oriented, as I told you about my father. So fun fact, people always, you'll be shocked as well. I come from where I come from. I have over, from my mom and my dad's side, I have over 36 siblings. Yeah. Yeah. So my father, on his own, he had over 33 children from my father's side.
No.
Now, can you believe that from all these, I think those who are in formal employment, you could count them on maybe like on one hand. There are very few. Most of my siblings, they're entrepreneurs. So it's something that I was born with is always the salesman. I've always felt that I'm a salesman. So now I looked at it, I'm like, do I want to be a photographer or a videographer who is employed? And I said, if I want to do life in my own way, since I realized I'm not the most creative person, is to create a company. So I decided to say, if I have to switch the way things are, I just want to be a photographer, I will switch to being a media entrepreneur. So what shifted my mind? Because I realized most creatives are broke. Yeah, most creatives are broke. Guys create amazing things. It's not even throwing shots, but this is a fact. Most of us as creatives, we don't make the money that we could actually make. And I said, okay, how do you begin to transition? I started learning systems. And one thing that I never did was I told myself I'll not get employed. By the way, I've never been in formal employment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from the street straight to the lenses, and here we are today. So I told myself, like, nah, I will create something that I'll be very happy with. I will I will start learning how systems actually work. How can I monetize my skills? And then how do I also make money for myself and other people? So I started concentrating on selling in a way that I could do more work and while I involve a lot of other creatives. And that's where now I started also building teams from fellow young people. I would either it's subcontract or, okay, my guy, I've got maybe started with weddings. We've got 2 weddings on a weekend. Send this team this side, if maybe I send the team the other side. And also what I did was I did not want my business to be a personal thing. I wanted to be a separate entity so that even if clients don't see me while the project is being done, it has nothing to do with, we want George, because that's what issues. Those are some of the issues that I used to face. So I created systems in a way that I said, no, I will not be that kind of creative who everything revolves around me or everything just around me. I'll create a business. And that's how I said, okay, I'll learn systems. And I chose to say, I'll be a media entrepreneur. I will take away the tag of just being a single creative, because as a media entrepreneur, it will be easy for me to, break all ceilings and just like do so much. And I think that's how I actually shifted. Just the idea of having, if I'm not working, meaning I cannot make money, I said, it can't be. I can't be boxed as a creative. I can actually be more.
What are those systems?
So this system is, you create a company, and now these are systems where now that allow you to work with other creatives. So for you, all you do is get the business. And now when you get this business, you could work with any creative in the industry who would do that work for you, but that work is still accredited to the company. So it's always an issue of creating relationships with good creatives. And I also got to a point where now, how do I needed to learn the art of human resource. So which is, how do I identify the guys or the people who would be with you and who would be loyal? I'll tell you for a fact, the people that I work with today are people that I've been with for a very long time. We've made mistakes together, we've grown together. And I can talk about my business or my growth definitely without my friends who I told you who were there when I was actually cementing this whole business when I started King Kings. And I cannot talk about King Kings without giving credit to my brother. So my brother Timothy is he's now one of the top videographers or cinematographers in this country. He's handling like big projects. So it was me and him against the world. So Timothy is actually a cousin of mine. Blood cousin. So Timothy was like more on the video side, I was on the photography side. So it was a 2-team. He has his own company, Believe Studio. So when it's my project, we would go, he shoots the video, I should do the photography. He's got a project, I do the photography, he does the videography. And I think from there, we pick it up to say, okay, how are we now going to these effective young people? Because business started coming in. And that's when we now looked at the human resource side of things. How do you handle with people? Then how do you put in systems? Say when money comes in, how do you separate money that you need to eat? How do you separate money for bills? How do you separate money for gear? Day-to-day running, money for logistics, all those things. So those are some of the systems. And also, you can't create these without speaking to people who've gone ahead of you. You need to sit down with people who've gone ahead of you to just help you learn, to say this is how you handle these professionals, to say, okay, this is how it works. And also credit to I have a very good friend of mine, Davison. This guy has really held us down. He's very good with numbers. He's an economist, but before even he did all this economist business, he's always the guy who we trusted with money. So he would give you solid advice to say, he helped me actually build systems for my business. Say, oh dude, this is how you spend money, this is how you save money, this is how you do all those things. Because when you start making money, you're very excited. But for me, the core system was the people system, which is human resource. Early on, how to take care of people is very important, because I don't think I could have stayed with the same people for a very long time if we did not create systems actually.
How do you approach corporate and commercial projects, from understanding clients' goals to delivering the results?
Firstly, when it comes to the issues of corporate and just like commercial work, you need to relax. I think there's a time I was so desperate to get into the corporate world. But I think it didn't happen so because I did not understand, because I felt when you're approaching corporate or commercial, it's about just being the creative guy, saying all these things in meetings. But I realized you need to take your time. understand, and also things do not always go your way. They have to go the client's way, and the corporates love that. So for me, my approach is listening first to the corporate and the commercial client. Say, okay, what do they want in this? And for every project you do, don't go with a mindset that we have done this a number of times. Every project is new, and every client is different. So you need to go in with an understanding to say, this client, you have to behave like you've never done it in your life, and this is the first time you're dealing with such a project, so that you do not miss the key details. Because what will keep you in the corporate or what will take you out are very, 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 very small details. Very, very, it could be the placement of a logo when they're explaining to you. And also for me, because I don't, as I said, I don't get to do most of these things myself. I have people that do these things. I need, when I walk into that meeting, if I don't have anyone with me in that meeting, I have to grasp what they're explaining in a way that it will be very easy for me to actually translate it to the team to be able to deliver what the client wants. So you need to, for me, I would just say, as you approach, you need to ensure that you relax. You need to relax, listen, and just as far I have said that you don't always have, things don't always have to go your way. When you see that this thing is going in a total, complete direction, you are allowed to give your professional advice and come in creatively in the way it blends with your vision. That's why I say, like, when you asked about the issues of creativity being a calling, this is where now you have to understand the brand that you're dealing with entirely. Before you rush to give your opinions, your creative direction. No, you need to understand what they stand for, so that if what the brief they're giving you is aligns, then it becomes very easy. So for me, dealing with the corporate and the commercial, I think the commercial clients, you need to be very patient. You need to relax, because once these people are happy, they'll take care of you.
They'll call you back.
They'll call again.
If you have a client and they keep coming back, I think it means you're doing good, right?
I think that's the best payment for you. If a client can call you and they keep coming back and they keep recommending, that's the best. Like, as in, that's the best tick on your way. You know that you've delivered something good.
Awesome. What's your process for creative direction and managing teams across different projects?
My creative direction is, I think it's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. It becomes simple because by the time I'm reaching a point of working on that project, I could have understood whatever the client wants entirely. And also, when it comes to the issues of work, I'm a very self-motivated person, very, very self-motivated. So the aura that I carry usually goes, it's passed on to the team that I'm actually working with. So I let the creatives I work with flow. I've worked with a number of them. Not everyone has been very happy working with me. I can't say everyone has been happy working with me. I try to be very patient with the creatives I work with, because they're also trying to understand what we're trying to do. So for me, it's always an issue of patience. I will go back to the issue. It's always an issue of patience, and I love to explain things in the simplest way to the creative that I'm working with or who is doing the work for me, and also asking about how managing different teams on different projects. Look, before you do any project, as a media entrepreneur especially, if anyone is listening to me, if even or a media owner, whatever you are, before you do any project, have an understanding of what you're actually doing with the team. Each and every individual should have an understanding why they're there. If it's money, let them have an understanding on the money that they're actually making. Let that agreement be very solid. It should be very, very solid, so that when whatever they expect, they should know their expectations also. Manage expectations. Manage their expectation, so that then I'm very clear on my expectation on the work, so that we do not have any misunderstanding. And also, every person I work with is a friend. I am not anyone's boss, by the way. Even the people I work with, they'll tell you, those are my brothers. They're my young brothers. If they're older, they're my older brothers. But at the end of the day, for me, our work is family. Like, everybody should be dealt with so much grace. So that, because if you take care of people, they'll take care of your own.
Yeah.
And that's why I think for me, that's been very cool. Taking care of the team, it's always been. Yeah.
That's good. Awesome. What are some practical lessons you've learned about pricing, pitching, and positioning yourself for big clients?
Pricing.
Pricing.
I'll be very frank with you. I don't think I have actually gotten the aspect of pricing right. But one thing I have learned about pricing: don't forget the small details when you're pricing a client. Don't forget your logistics. It's the simple things. Your fuel. If you don't drive, it's your Yango money. If you have to fly to a location, factor in logistics. Factor in everything. Factor in the very small things that could actually mess up your whole budget when you're actually looking at pricing. Pricing is very, very hard, because even the big guys in the industry, when we approach them sometimes to ask, oh, how is this pricing? They will just tell you, they will not tell you direct. No, they never tell you the exact thing. So pricing is difficult, but value yourself. It's okay to value yourself, understand the market prices, then value yourself. Say, okay, for me, this work, it will cost me this much to do. Because also cheap things, they'll ruin you. They'll ruin you. They'll mess you up, because you end up delivering substandard. Also, one of my mentors, Janice Matui, she's always told me, don't overprice yourself. Don't overprice yourself. Don't overprice yourself. So, like, because if you overprice yourself now, you sell yourself out. No one will give you business. You need to be realistic also with those things. You could overprice yourself according to the standard of the work that you're delivering. So with pricing, be realistic, and also learn the market. Learn the market, know the market prices, and just, I think here our media industry is not so regulated. People shout any price. I don't know what they want. This side you got 30p. Another guy just me 75, I'll do it. But be realistic, and it's to ensure that you're also making the profits, because the gear we use is not cheap. You are aware. The gear is really, really expensive. Now, for you to just get a good camera, you're not getting any for big project. You're not getting anything for less than $2,500 to $3,000.
So now pitching. How do you get business?
So how do you get business? Relationships. Relationships. I think you could go hunting for business, but the truth is people need to know you. There's this thing that one of my good friends, Ruth Moto, talks about. I think she talks about borrowed credibility. If people trust you, they recommend you to other people to do business. So the best kind of pitch is the people in your circle. Like, if they're able to carry your story, that you're a professional and the work you do speaks volumes, it actually opens doors for you. But even when that happens and they take you to, they recommend you to some people, you still definitely have to prove yourself. So be ready, do your research. If you're pitching on a very particular project, there are certain projects that require you to, maybe like you just say, okay, I like this company, I would just like to go and pitch. Do your research. Do your research. Know what they want. Know their target audience. And once you tick all these boxes, walk into that room. Don't be overzealous. As I say again, relax. Relax. Present your case. Let them know. Your pitch should be very clear. It's not about how long the slides or how big the document is or how long your speech is. It's about knowing the key things to actually attack. And once that happens, it touches the heart of the owners of the brand. You will be amazed at how your story will be bought or your pitch will be bought. So just be ready. And also for creatives, away from just the relationships you create, don't sit back and wait for business. Write proposals. And continue learning, write proposals, approach these companies, take your shot. I'll give you an example. There's an organization, actually, I think, very, very big institution. It's an institution that my brother in marriage, Manangwa Zombe, and I actually approached some years back. We just went there. We were very interested. We said, hey, what do you think? Let's do some work for these guys. And when we went there, we found big guys who were also pitching for the same type of jobs, and I was so shaken. I will mention, because I will even mention his name, people who inspire me, people like Kenny Rock. I found him. Really? So I found him there, I'm like, yo, and said that. So we went in there. But I think we got the job. I think what really helped us get the job is because we had done our homework. We were ready, we were confident. We didn't have much work to reference by then, but because of how confident and because we knew what we were doing, we actually got the job. And I think that project itself was a big boost, because before I would hold myself to say, no, this is too big for me. I know this organization, I'm just a young entrepreneur. But yeah, so pitching, you have to be very confident, just know what you want to do, but also don't forget, continue. The best type of pitching is where people in your circle, even the people who trust you, they can actually pitch on your behalf to people to say, this guy is able to do ABCD.
Yeah.
I think for me, I give credit to like my circle. They have done so much for me. I think it also just reflects the kind of relationship I have with them.
What advice would you give to creatives who want to move from freelancers to full media entrepreneurs? You have never worked for a corporate or like a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I've never done that. So my encouragement to freelancers or most of my people who are still doing subs, which are subcontracts by other bigger guys, I do collaboration. So mostly, also just take you back, when I started when I think I was good enough, I met these amazing guys who were so good, which is Wave Media. So Wave Media was Emmanuel, Mr. Maybach, Emmanuel Ngenda, shout out, the best drone pilot this country has ever had, no doubt. Yeah. I'll show you some of his work. And with, I think that was Wanangwa, Victor, Mukuka, Mwenya, who's from Kalamu. I worked with these guys at an early age. And I think these guys, they helped me a lot, even when it comes to the issues of like equipment. Then I looked at how they were running everything. I said, I want to go to this level. They had this whole office and everything. So my encouragement and they did not take advantage of me. Yeah. They did not use me. Like the work that I used to do, I used to price and they used to pay me. That we never had a problem. So for me, my encouragement is, you as a creative, you are better than, you are more than the pictures and the videos you take every weekend on behalf of another big a media entrepreneur or a business owner, media business owner. You are more than that, because now you need to look at your creativity to say, what I am saving, someone else could actually benefit from this. So take yourself out of the bubble, take yourself out of the box, and just say, okay, I'm going to create a business now. And this business doesn't just benefit me, it has to benefit other creatives. Yeah. And so my advice is, don't be boxed up. Don't just complain about how you're being used. Truth is, there are a lot of users in our industry. There are a lot of users. So many creatives that agree with me, there are a lot of users. I am not disagreeing that you need to learn. I went through a phase of learning. I work with people, but you can learn forever and you can be under people's wings forever. You need to find a way, you need to find a time when you would actually branch off. Also, for you to also mentor other people, to also bring other people on. So start looking at your art just more than the skill that you have. Start looking at it as a business. Just like artists in this country. There are artists now that have become so big. They have managers, corporate managers, artist managers, road managers, name it. So now you see, it's just no longer about the person. It's now an entity that is actually feeding. You get my point? You know what I mean? The artists in Zambia that I know that have got like a team of maybe 7 to 8 people. That's a whole company. That's like a company running, it's paying people's bills. Those people are also benefiting. So to my free lancers, my bros and my sisters, don't box yourself. You can be more. If you're not registered, come on, go to Pakra, legalize that thing, and stop looking at your business as a personal thing. No, be ready to work with other people, collaborate, because remember, if you want to get in, if you are doing the media business, it will no longer just be about you. It's more than that, and it's very fulfilling to see other people benefit off the business you have actually created.
Yeah.
It's very, very fulfilling, and it's very humbling. It's a very humbling experience, and I feel, it is something that actually keeps me going. Every time I feel like, these things are crazy, I think about the people I work with, that these are my, they're also depending on me in some way.
Yeah.
And I have to keep going to ensure that we get the business they can also benefit, so that even them, they can actually grow. And by the way, the people that I work with, you could verify this. The people that I work with, I don't hold on to them like I own them.
Yeah.
I encourage them to set up their own businesses. I encourage them to also learn the business side of the skills that they've actually acquired as creatives. Every person I work with has got actually a sub company of their own. They do their own stuff. For those who do not have, if they do not have equipment, they are very free to use whatever I have, as long as it furthers them, or it takes them actually, it helps them actually become better. It helps them grow. It helps them create something that they'll be proud of as they go on.
So much to unpack from there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the project breakdown. This is so practical and a lot of nuggets.
Yeah.
And I really hope our audience benefits from it. Even I have so many questions right now. Yeah, but due to time, we'll go back to the conversation and to wrap it up from there. Thank you so much for the project breakdown.
Thank you so much.
That was a lot, and I think this is the message that needs to go out to most creatives, especially in our countries. This is like a growing economy now, the creative economy.
Yes.
It's like growing, and we need a lot of people with experience to direct us, because most of us just know how to click the record button
and just create amazing visuals, but it's more than that.
It's more than that.
It's more than that. It's more than that. We are very powerful people. We are capable people, but all these things can only be done if we are willing to learn. Yeah.
So beyond business, you're also passionate about philanthropy and community empowerment. What drives that side of your work?
I have been on the community work side, or I've been a philanthropist for the longest. I think even before I started my business. Yeah. This comes from lacking. I lacked before in my life. I know what it means not to have. And I think early on, when I was still in school, my friends and I used to mobilize funds by doing car wash, just to raise some money. We do public car wash, mostly in Chilenje and around in Lusaka, just to raise money for those who are in need. So I choose community work because there's nothing as fulfilling as seeing someone's life changing because of your acts or the things we've actually done for them. It's very, very fulfilling. For me, I believe there's more to just making money. There's more to becoming famous. There's more to everything you could do. I think if you attach your life to impact, and this impact can only be created if you plant it in people. They say, is it plant a tree you eat for the next hundreds of years?
Yeah.
But they say if you plant a seed in humans, you plant a seed that will germinate hundreds and thousands of years to come. Because remember, if you change the course of one's life, that changes everything about the person who is coming, about the people who are actually coming after them, because their life has actually been impacted. And I just love to work with the communities because I love to see a difference in everything that I actually touch. So my charity work, at some point I never really wanted to start talking about. I speak about it like when we do a project sometimes on social media, and I go on social media because I want other people. Hopefully, my message could reach other people to do the same. So for me, that side of work is very dear to me. It's actually more important than just like the normal business that I do. It's let me not say like the normal business actually, because for me it's not a business, it's a passion. I love to see people's lives changed. I love to see people's lives, uplifted. So that's why I'm very passionate. I always feel like if I can do something that changes someone's life, that could put a smile on someone's, it just warms my heart. Yeah. And over the years, we have created a foundation. It's called King's Foundation, actually. I don't say I'm a founder, but the people that I think there are a lot of partners, and mostly these are friends. I know these are people I know personally. We do different projects, and it's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
It's very fulfilling. I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to serve the community. When I'm not shooting or I'm not spending time with my wife, I'm working on things that have to better the community. And I have taught myself to also partner with companies, individuals who want to do this work to ensure that the community is uplifted, the lives of people are actually also changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The philosophy of if you give out, you're also getting more at the end of it, or even though you may not be getting monetary or anything from that, but even other parts of your life also change. I'm sure we were talking about this before we started recording. You're talking about how, I mean, when you find a wife, you get favor from the Lord.
Yes.
So I think it's the same concept that applies to this as well. Have you experienced that?
Yes, I have actually. I have, because you see, when you do things genuinely, people pray. These women we go to see in these compounds, you don't have everything, but you go and mobilize, you bring them whatever they need, resources, you speak to people who take water to a community, and they pray for you. Or people just speak very good things about you every time they look at you to say, oh, this person has done this. Indeed, the Lord is the one who actually, I don't expect those things to come directly from them. Like, oh, and also remember, not everybody will be grateful for the work that you've done. Yeah. So, out of the how sincere your heart is, it comes to you 100 times. There's a way the Lord repays you on behalf of these orphans and these widows. Definitely, but definitely when you're doing it, you should not be expecting to say, since today I've done this thing, next week I should have a G-Wagon, or I should have this. No. It's in form of good health. It's in form of, it's not always material things. It's in form of, just good health, just joy, so many things not happening to you, so many bad things not happening to you. When people just speak good about you, they pray for you. So many things actually, happen in your life. It's work that I feel all of us should actually try to do. There's one saying from my father-in-law, my late father, rest in peace to my father-in-law. He always used to say something that even his children, including my wife, we have all picked up. Is he says, when you live your life for others, you have lived your life to the fullest. Yeah. And how do you live for others? Is by helping people. It's not always about you. No. Whatever you can. If you don't have the money, if you could lobby these funds from people who have, this is what I've actually been doing even from the time that before I even started making money, to ensure that if I knew that if I could go and look for monies from people who have and take to these people who need these things, or if it's not even things, it's blankets, it's they need boreholes, it's anything that you could think of. It's very fulfilling, and that I have dedicated part of my life till I die to ensure that part of me lives for others. And I pray to leave this world a better place. Yeah.
No, that's really good stuff, man. That's really inspiring. Just to wrap it up now, it's time for the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So on this segment, short answers only, no paragraph, no explaining.
Okay, great.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Your go-to camera or lens setup?
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think because I used the 5D Mark IV for a very long time, for me, I would always
short answers only.
Oh. 5D Mark IV, 70 to 200.
A creative you would love to collaborate with?
Kenny Rock.
Kenny Rock.
Yes.
Favorite place to shoot in Zambia?
Livingstone.
One brand you would love to work with internationally?
Coca-Cola.
What's a book or podcast that changed how you think?
A Seat at the Table by Janice Matwi.
The best business advice you've ever received?
In business, relationships first, money second.
What does success look like to you?
Being able to take care of myself and those around me without having sleepless nights.
One word that describes your creative philosophy?
I would say random.
So those are the rapid fire questions. No, thank you so much for coming through. That's your story is truly inspiring, and I feel like there's a lot that you need to give out, especially in terms of being the business of creativity, the creative business, I think there's a lot more that we need to squeeze out of you, you know, like there's a lot that you need to give out there. So thank you so much for...
Thank you. Most of the things that excite me, they are projects I can't speak about.
Yeah.
But right now, we are cooking. I'll tell you for a fact, we are cooking. Awesome. We are really, really cooking. There are a lot of podcasts that we're actually putting out. And these are projects, they're not mine, but they are really, really exciting. A Seat at the Table is one podcast that I have produced from the get-go to today. Right now, I think we are also looking at other creatives who've come on board to work with us on their projects. On my personal side, just as a strategist, I think I'm excited because a lot of brands, personal brands I'm working with, actually right now, I think they're about to, I'm excited on their behalf.
Yeah.
One thing that I can never take away from myself is I have just said to be in my corner to say, I'm a kingmaker, and I'm excited for what the people that I'm doing strategies for are actually about to put out. I'm very, very excited.
Awesome.
So no specific project I can put out.
All right.
Tight-lipped.
Okay. Where can people connect with you online?
I'm sad to say I have not been very consistent with my socials, but you could connect on my Facebook. It's George Haruperi, my Instagram, George Haruperi, my LinkedIn. But I think after this, I will be a whole lot of a better person, post more of the work we're doing, and people can connect there.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming through. This was really exciting, and I hope we do a part 2.
Yeah, I pray so. We just have to. There's so much. I've just realized I'm like, okay, there are a lot of things I've not spoken about.
Yeah.
I rarely speak about these things in public, but like, you know, just one-on-one with mates and colleagues. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Also, young media entrepreneur. I'm very married to my beautiful wife, Tasha Chama Haruperi. I think she's my number one fan. Before I put anything out, like when I'm done, I work on something, I always ask her to say, oh, what do you think about this? And she's the one who actually just encourages me a lot. Yeah, so I'm very grateful. And also just for those who are Christians, whatever faith, whatever you believe in, be very committed to your faith. Personally, I believe I'm nothing without God, and I'm who I am today, and the hunger comes also from being God's child, and the fact that God has a promise for me. You know, like I always believe, like when things are tough, I'm like, hey, Lord, you made a promise to me that always gonna be lacquer, and so I'm very grateful to God, and also I'm very grateful to my family for the support, my siblings, everyone, my friends. I'm grateful to my parents, my godparents. I have a lot of parents because I was raised by different people. So yeah, even my godparents, shout out to them, everybody who just supports this. Even my older brothers, as I said, they're my biggest inspiration.
Yeah.
The Haruperi brothers, they're my biggest inspiration. And my godparents as well. These are very hardworking people. My friends as well, they inspire me. My wife inspires me. My wife works very hard.
Yeah.
She works very, very hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to everybody who makes the King Kings brand scene, who helps, those who give us the right advice. Shout out.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much.
And shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for this opportunity.
All right,
yeah,
no
really
problem.
grateful.
All right,
really,
thank
really
you.
grateful.